Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Eve.
Sarah, I was thinking about the time you were talking to Lee, one of the developers of Cryptmaster, and I was thinking about the Cryptmaster. What do you think? Should we invite him again?
She was a nice guy, so why not?
You again? I thought I'd scared you off last time. But no, here you are, dragging me back again into this open indie thing. What do you want from me? My bones? My dignity? It's too late for that.
So yeah, we were thinking of doing another episode about the Cryptmaster game, doing a deep dive and giving you guys more of our own opinions and perspectives because it's such a great game. We had so much fun playing it. I played the whole game through. I think I needed around 30 to 40 hours, although I have to say that I love to snoop around and discover every little detail and secret and fight every enemy there is. And you played almost halfway through, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's more like we want to try something new, some new format on our open indie show, because right now we were only interviewing developers and talking about the stories. And now we thought, okay, let's talk a little bit about the games.
Cryptmaster is a black and white 90s dungeon crawler, first-person puzzle game. It's available for PC and consoles. No Switch version yet. Maybe coming soon, but the developer said at the moment no. This game is played only with the keyboard, so you don't use the mouse to control your character. You only use the keyboard, and you have to type out words to progress. So to solve puzzles or to fight enemies. The game is developed by two developers called Paul Hart and Lee Williams. They are based in UK and in New Zealand. So yeah, some distance apart.
Yeah, which was also quite interesting to hear their story because you talked to Lee, actually.
Yes, exactly.
We're a couple of old dinosaurs, really. We were upset when they ended Skype recently because we, all through the development of Cryptmaster, we just used Skype. And mostly we just leave messages. I think we'd have more friction if we were in the same room together, if that makes sense. I think we would probably argue and sulk a bit more.
The Cryptmaster gameplay, in short, is that you start by playing with 4 heroes, so 4 zombie heroes, which were resurrected by the Cryptmaster. And the Cryptmaster's goal is to get out of the dungeon and to, of course, take over the world. So he resurrects you and your colleagues, and yeah, the goal is just to go up. To escape the dungeon.
Escape the crypt.
Exactly. Yeah, you use the keyboard then to fight monsters, open treasure chests, and really tell the Cryptmaster off if you want to. And one example is if you, for instance, fight a mosquito. Then you type hit, and so then you hit the mosquito, actually. And if you do that, then one of your heroes is on cooldown, and you have to then use the next hero to do the next input. For instance, you also have a sea witch who does magic spells, and if you type zap, then lightning strikes the mosquito. But then that hero is on cooldown, and so it progresses to the next hero. And you can also decide if you want to play in a real-time battle or if it's supposed to be
Turn-based, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Where I found I used real-time, and it can become really hectic.
Yes.
That's sort of the fun of it.
Yeah.
So I would recommend real-time. Or did you play it in real-time or in...
I tried turn-based, but yeah, I also really loved real-time. So because I love the stress. If you mistype something, then you don't attack. So it's yeah.
Since I played Chrono Trigger, you had this, I think, active battle and turn-based battle, and this was the first time I was introduced to real-time battle, and I loved it. So it really matches quite well with the gameplay and the game style.
For sure, for sure. A really unique thing is that you, of course, can discover some new skills with your characters, but you discover them by guessing the word, what its name is. So every time you defeat monsters, they drop letters.
So let me spoil one for you. An example kit is a skill you can discover. And you already mentioned discovering skills. The main currency is letters,
Exactly.
basically. So they are used for almost everything in the game. There's also a second currency or resource, which is souls or something like
Yes.
this, which will become more important later when you use more complex skills. But you can think of it like you are basically on the hunt for new letters that you can use to fire off skills and to attack or to guess items and whatever.
The crazy thing is if you, because like English is not our first language, so if you don't know a word, it's like really hard to find out. For
I was
instance,
really embarrassed I didn't know the word jostle.
me too. I really had to look it up because I was just really scanning my keyboard, okay, which letter could fit. And then jostle it was, and I'm like, okay, I have to Google it, what it actually means.
Since you're already a completionist, mostly, for me, it's like I'm thinking there are so many skills to discover. So you have 4
Yeah.
characters, and you can open up a menu where you can see a list, and undiscovered skills are still hidden, of course, with question marks, but you can scroll down to see how many words there are. And there's really a huge amount of words. So did you discover them all?
No.
Okay, so
I-
many did you discover?
I think for every character, I only discovered half of their
yeah.
skills.
So there's a lot of
So-
them, and you don't need all of them.
No.
But it's nice to have some variety.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So lots of guessing words. And yeah, one more example I would like to give you is how to use typing to open treasure chests. So you actually have to type in chest to open the chest. And then the Cryptmaster kind of helps you because you have to guess the item in the chest in order to get the item, or rather to say to get the letters of that item.
Treasure.
You can tell the Cryptmaster what he's supposed to do because apparently he also forgot the word of the item in the chest. So you can tell him lick the item, touch the item, or remember.
Smell the item.
Smell, exactly. Pick it up.
Describe.
And you have a couple of tries, I think 5 or 6, before you really have to guess the word. And for instance, the Cryptmaster says, oh, it's like a round thingy, shiny, and it's metallic, and it smells metallic or something like that. And for instance, that would be a shield. So you get then all the letters of the word shield.
Oh, this is a big one. Now what? It doesn't taste unusual. I break what remains of my teeth if I try to eat that. Okay, no more playing with it. Time to guess. Do you all remember what this thing is called? Yes, a lovely big shield.
I really love all of the gameplay mechanics. I love typing out commands. It's just something I love to do. Just really move over the mouse and just have your keyboard there. I also love the hand-drawn art style. That's also something we should point out.
And it matches really well.
Yes.
So it's a really moody style, which really matches also the theme of the game because you are in a crypt. The crypt typically is not well lit.
Yeah.
But each of these sections or each of the different worlds that you traverse up to your journey to the top looks different and it kind of feels different. And this black and white style really captures the essence of it. And especially when you talk to characters, it's nice. You see so much details, even though there are just 2 colors. It really looks quite nice.
Yes.
I was told, I don't know, you also didn't play Dungeons and Dragons when you were younger?
No, I don't. I mean, once or twice, but
When you look at the old art books, it's basically comparable to this. So a lot of these drawings and so are also in black and white, and it leans heavily into this.
And the game also has a fantastic voiceover.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, I think, the main reason why we are talking about this game, because the Cryptmaster is following you throughout the whole journey. And
Yes.
it's more like a fourth wall breaking interaction with the Cryptmaster while you transverse, because you can type out, even if you're not in a battle, you can type out words and the Cryptmaster will react to it. So it's really interesting to just try out things. So one thing, an example, just to give you an idea, you can play rock, paper, scissors with the master. So you're standing there, minding your own business, and then you type scissors, and the Cryptmaster will respond with rock.
Of course.
And but I thought as well, okay, now, haha, a great joke. He will always win, of course, because he knows what I type. But they mixed in some variations. So if you play it a couple of more times, sometimes you also can win.
Yeah, it's great. Also, the talk back he gives you, if you, for instance, type win, actually, he says, wouldn't it be nice if that worked? Or if you type attack, then he says, stop giving stupid orders, that's my job. So it's always a funny line here and there. It always made me laugh.
And what you can try is, when you play this game, which we'll definitely recommend, is type in P and see what happens.
We won't spoil it.
Fart. Did you say fart? Are you giggling? What's going on here?
I did an interview with one of the developers, with Lee, and he also told us a lot about the development process of Cryptmaster, which is super interesting and really funny. You can also listen to the episode of the interview with Lee. And for instance, one of the stories they told us is that Cryptmaster actually began as a pirate-themed game.
Oh yeah.
We started making a completely different game. We started making a game about pirates, and you were on a pirate ship. And in its first version, you had to interact with everything by shooting it with your pistol. And it was sort of fun. But then we thought, what about if you could shoot words out of people's sort of speech bubbles as well? So you change the meaning of their sentences. And it was a sort of fun novelty, but we couldn't see how to make a full game out of it. So gradually it changed, but we stuck with the word angle, and it changed to a game where you would collect words and then put them on other objects. So you would collect the word rusty, and then you put it on your sword, and now it's a rusty sword. I think we realized early on that the system we had, using words and letters, was so playful and so inherently sort of goofy that it wouldn't work with a serious setting.
Yeah, what I found really interesting in the talk was, while we were talking about the Cryptmaster, is Lee is also voicing the Cryptmaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was fantastic to hear. He also had quite a nice story about it to tell.
I came up with the idea of being the voice, I think, but I did it sort of sneakily, because I've got a hidden thespian side that I've not been able to exercise for years, and I've always fancied doing a bit of voice acting. I said, "Oh, I'll just do some placeholder." I said to Paul, "Just a little bit. I'll just do a bit of placeholder, and then later we'll get a proper actor in to do the lines." But then secretly, I put a lot of effort into doing the placeholder voiceover, which I wouldn't usually do. But I was quite keen to have a go at it, and thankfully Paul took the bait.
Sarah, what do you think? I think he's an excellent match for.
Yes. It's amazing. He is so talented as a voice actor. He should really continue doing it. And they also told us they're already working on their next game, and I hope he also does some voice lines for that one.
Yeah, and in the talk that you had, which you should listen to, you can hear more about that as well.
So in general, Eve, what do you think about this game in summary?
Yeah, I love it. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's so much fun, and I can't imagine how many countless hours they spend just creating this illusion of interaction with the Cryptmaster, because it really feels natural. It made me chuckle and smile all the way through, and I just love playing it. There are some magic moments as well. Maybe I can pick one and tell it to you. So it's just a minor spoiler because it's quite at the beginning. But you enter an area which is kind of a rat town, basically. And in this rat town, you have to collect crowns to progress in the game. And your progress to the tomb where the crowns are stored is hindered by a wall with a big eye on it. So it's called ice stone,
Of
which
course.
can talk. So you go to this ice stone and say, "Hold, you cannot pass," blah, blah, blah. And right next to this ice stone is a rat in a cage, which is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Apart from the Cryptmaster, he's called Fink. And he said, "Hey, psst, over here, I'll tell you how to enter into this or how to get past this ice stone. And just tell him that you are going to rob him because he's a sissy. He will not do anything. He will just open up when you tell him you are there to rob." So, and you get the official prompt. So you learned a new word, robbery. And as a gamer, you think, okay, you go to this ice stone, enter the word, the magic word, and the door will open. So I went to this ice stone and then I typed in robbery. And what happened? The ice stone is completely perplexed and says, "Hey, wait, what? Why would you tell me that? Of course I'll not open." And in the background, you hear Fink laughing. And it was like, oh, damn, you got me.
What is your business here at the royal tombs of Agrafam You're tomb robbers? Why would you tell me that? Well, you can't come in. Be gone.
That's little things like this,
Yeah.
which are really, really clever and so thought out about how players typically would react and they play with these emotions and with this urge that players typically have in a really clever way. And that's what makes the game so special.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. It's so creative. It's so funny. It doesn't have a huge story. It doesn't have huge RPG elements, but it's definitely for people who love riddles and love to challenge themselves, who like typing and finding out words and learning the dictionary, and who like to play around with these mechanics. So really fetch new letters, trying to guess the next skill, and to have conversations and tease the Cryptmaster. So yeah, there's also a game within the game.
Whatever.
We will just say that. Something like Triple Triad as a Final Fantasy.
Which is extra funny because whatever is one of the catchphrases of the character in Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh my
I
god.
was thinking about this the other day when we were watching a speedrun of Final Fantasy VIII because the main protagonist in Final Fantasy VIII, Squall, has kind of this attitude. I think it's more a translation issue, but very often he says just whatever.
Such a revelation. That's true.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
We have to ask Lee about this.
We have to, definitely.
Yeah, or what do you guys think? Write it in the comments.
Yeah, I do have one complaint.
Okay,
about the
what's your
game.
complaint?
I shouldn't want to end with a complaint, but just one thing that I noticed is there is something you have to do, some sort of quest you have to progress. And then later in the game, so you get to a higher level in the crypt, and then you have to do that same quest kind of again. So it felt a bit repetitive. I won't spoil what it is, but so about the halfway mark of the game, you're like, oh, but I've just done that just before, which is not too bad because you're still discovering new stuff and new creative things. But yeah, that felt a little bit like a deja vu. But other than that, honestly, it's such a great game, and you should really play it all the way through. It's so amazing. You discover so many cool things. So that was really great work from these two guys.
Yeah, I completely agree. So why you should play it is if you want to have a good time, if you want to have smart puzzles, brain teasers, and also just have a laugh with this Cryptmaster character, this game is definitely for you. If you like dungeon crawling or if you like typing, this game is really fantastic. From a technical point of view, it's also really, really well optimized. So it runs even on a potato, I would say. The graphic settings, that's something we didn't mention.
True.
What I really liked is you can change them on the fly, so it's really well programmed as well.
Yeah.
Really optimized, and overall a great game you can get on Steam.
Yeah. Normally I find all the bugs, but I didn't find any. So if you've played Cryptmaster, tell us about your gameplay experience. If you like in our Discord community. Also, really check out the interview with Lee. There's some amazing stuff he told us. Both links to the interview episode in our Discord server are in the podcast description. And please also follow us on Blue Sky for the latest updates.
Yeah, would be great. Would love to see you there. And Sarah, it was so great to talk to you about this game.
Talking to you too.
And let us know if you like this new format and if we should continue talking about games.
Exactly. So see you soon.
Bye. Take care.